Well, folks, 2022 is nearly at an end, and it's been both unforgettable and one we'd all dearly love to forget. To say that crypto has had an eventful year is a bit like saying that the Titanic's maiden voyage didn't go entirely to plan, but we're still here and we're all hoping 2023 will be better. Because, it couldn't really be worse, could it? Now, arguably the best way to commemorate this crazy year is to look back at some of the priceless memes that it has given us, because, well, if you can't laugh, you'll just end up crying. Now, just recently, a Twitter user by the name of Togrul Maharamarov did us the service of collecting some of the very best together in chronological order, and so, with a tip of the cap to Togrul, here are 3 of my favourites from his selection, and what they tell us about this mad year in crypto. So, first up is this picture, which takes us back to a simpler, happier time, namely February. Now, this is a shot of Heather Morgan, who was arrested by US authorities and charged with laundering billions of dollars worth of crypto stolen from Bitfinex back in 2016. Now, the story initially grabbed our attention because of the fact that the Bitfinex hack was one of the biggest exploits in the history of crypto. That US authorities appeared to have found those responsible, or at least some of those involved, was big news in itself. However, the story then got weirder and better. It emerged that Morgan and her husband, Ilya Lichtenstein, were, well, hardly the types you'd expect to be big-time money launderers, and that Morgan was, among many other things, a rapper who went under the name of Razzle Khan, aka the Crocodile of Wall Street. Now, far be it for me to stray out of my lane and become a rap critic, but I think it's fair to say that Heather, Razzle Khan, isn't very good at rapping. Or, well, conversely, she may in fact be so far ahead of her time that fools like me are simply incapable of appreciating the sheer breadth of her talent. It's probably the latter. Anyhow, I love this meme for a number of reasons. Firstly, because it represents a story that quickly went from noteworthy to absolutely bonkers in a very short space of time. And it brings to mind that well-worn cliche, only in crypto. Because only in crypto could the alleged perpetrator of a multi-billion-dollar money laundering scheme then turn out to be motherfucking Crocodile of Wall Street. And in case you've forgotten this case, given everything that's happened since, Heather and Ilya's story really does get weirder and weirder the deeper you dig. I'll leave a link to a Bloomberg video about them in the description, which is well worth your time. Now, I also have a soft spot for this meme because it reminds me of a time before the likes of Terra, Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, FTX, Alameda, and SBF became bywords for incompetence, hubris, and criminality. A prelapsarian world where we still had so much faith in so many people. A world that is now gone forever. Moving on. Except it's impossible to move on very far because the spectre of Terra and all the chaos its collapse unleashed rears its ugly head pretty quickly. Do Kwon's historic tweets provided endless amounts of schadenfreude as the crisis unfolded and taught us all an important lesson. If you're going to act like a dick on Twitter when things are going well, be prepared for the world to remind you that you're a dick when things start going badly. Anyhow, those weren't the only tweets to be elevated to meme status this year, and my personal favourite is this from 3AC co-founder Zhu Su, meant to try and reassure anxious observers that all would be well, when in fact it really wasn't going to be. We are in the process of communicating with relevant parties and fully committed to working this out. Or, more accurately, we're busy booking plane tickets to non-extradition countries and we'll try and think up a plausible explanation for everything that doesn't make us look bad just as soon as we get there. If I'm honest, I would have also liked to see included on this list, but then, well, maybe I'm just into the whole brevity thing a bit more than most. And Zhu's tweet is a now familiar part of the big crypto catastrophe playbook, coming soon to a bookshop near you. Here's the TLDR. 1. Rumours start circulating about an exchange platform company. 2. Founders of exchange platform company go quiet. 3. Founders of exchange platform company suddenly tweet out that everything is being worked on and will be fine. 4. Exchange platform company pauses withdrawals and/or collapses and all the money disappears. 5. Founders go quiet again. But never fear, because in crypto there's always another crisis waiting to steal the headlines and make today's villain-in-chief yesterday's news. Which brings me to my favourite meme of the lot, and one that I saw unfold in real time, and one that will, I think, be a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life. It was the 8th of November, and SBF had just announced that Binance was looking to step in and acquire FTX. Yeah, FTX was indeed insolvent, and the rumours we'd been hearing were indeed true. Now, it was hard to comprehend at the time just what we were seeing unfold. So, when I learned that crypto OGs Kobe and Ledger were live streaming an episode of Up Only TV to discuss what was happening, I tuned in to watch. They were both clearly pretty shell-shocked, and some other notable crypto folks began joining the stream to help them try and make sense of the whole thing. First up was Wintermute CEO Evgeny Gavoy, joined a few minutes later by trader and meme lord Jim Talbot. Things then started becoming surreal when none other than Do Kwon joined the stream from an undisclosed location, naturally. And as if that wasn't weird enough, Martin Shkreli then dialed in at this point, and I began to wonder whether I was in fact dreaming. It had been a long old day and I was long past my bedtime by that point. Now, for those unfamiliar, Martin Shkreli is the infamous Pharma Bro, who did jail time for securities fraud and became even more notorious when, as the head of Turing Pharmaceuticals, he hiked the price of an anti-parasitic drug by over 5,000%. Not everyone's cup of tea, understandably, but he does clearly know quite a lot about crypto. Now, I can't be certain, but this particular screenshot may be just around the moment when Martin mentions to Do that, quote, "Jail's not that bad. It sucks, but it's not the worst thing ever." Do made his excuses and left shortly afterwards. Now, I love this meme mainly because it's a snapshot of just how crazy crypto can get, especially at times of crisis. But I also love it because it serves as a prelude to a fascinating subplot to the whole FTX drama. As the scale of SBF's wrongdoing has become more apparent, so too have some of crypto's bad boys emerged from out of the woodwork, looking to redeem themselves in comparison with our new public enemy number one. Do Kwon, as well as Zhu Su and Kyle Davis from 3AC, have all suddenly broken their silences and reappeared on Twitter, looking to distance themselves from everything that happened earlier in this long, long year. Because, hey, they messed up, but didn't mess up quite as badly as SBF did, right? I mean, we even had old Quadriga CX wallets becoming active again. So, could Jerry Cotton be about to make a comeback? Maybe it'll turn out that Dr. Ruja was running Alameda's HR department all along. After the year we've had, neither of those outcomes would surprise me in the least. So, there we are, guys. 2022 summed up in 3 memes. Now, being in crypto can be a pretty harrowing existence a lot of the time, and sometimes the only way to cope is to acknowledge the absurdity of it all and try and laugh at it. So, let's hope that 2023 brings better news and fewer memes, although I have to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure there are some more crackers going to be heading our way before too long.